Okay, guys. Good morning. I'm Alexander. This is Chef Margie, and this time I pronounce your name hopefully correctly. Uh, and the topic that I want to cover today is the Apron Fashion Show and cooking productions that we are planning to do with a number of chefs and other friends of yours who do cooking like you for celebrities and interesting folks. Uh, so to get you kind of in the mood what we discussed earlier, we're looking at number of products that we can do product placement when we do those shows, and we look at spoons, we look at maybe mugs, a couple of other items that could be part of the promotion. The Fashion Week is coming in February. Now we are in January, so it's like a month before production. So I order quite a bit of material and a number of designers collaborating with me to make aprons. So hopefully, once my material from China will arrive, I would be able to make those aprons, and we right now working on drawings. And I think that if we put in the fashion show folks who are not just models but actual cook and actual chef, it would be interesting fashion show. Can you maybe share a little bit of ideas or that you have about the connecting fashion with cooking?
Okay, well, with my experience as a chef, as you can see, I have a chef jacket on. Normally, we would just, when we're done cooking, we take off our jackets and we have whatever we have underneath, whether it be a sweater, blouse, whatever, etc. But to be able to mingle and to be able to socialize, let's say if it's a gathering and you want to be able to entertain afterwards. 9 out of 10 we're going to have to go and we're going to have to change our clothes, especially when I have an appearance where I have to leave my staff and I have to go and change into a dress or change into shoes so that it could be more feminine.
And then they look at you as a girl. So either you're a cook or a girl. The whole discussion that we're talking here have started when a few weeks ago I went to do photography for a really, really wealthy house in Brooklyn. And that lady, basically, like I told you on the phone, she was wearing extremely wealthy, well-designed dress. She had lots of jewelry. Her daughter had wonderful dress and jewelry. And they've been doing the party for women. It was like maybe 50 women, also really well-dressed, really wealthy. And they prepare truffles. They prepare all kind of expensive, fancy food. So they had their maybe $1, $2 aprons from Walmart on them over the beautiful dresses that cost probably thousands of dollars. And I thought that's a disconnect. On one side, they're wearing something extremely expensive, extremely well done, as fashionable. On the other side, over this, they wear like a $2 apron from Walmart. It must be another way. It must be a better way to kind of be able to service great food. So when I spoke with my wife, she said, how about to make aprons that are made out of expensive clothes meant for just one time. So let's say you cook in like fancy apron and then you wash your hands and clean it up, so it's kind of make it dirty and use it just once. Maybe it's a good idea. We'll see. Another idea I have, just make it more fashionable, more interesting for the party. Like we will add to this a picture that Margie sent me. It was a dress, I believe, that you sent me. That's also apron, correct?
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that story?
You see, growing up, as a child that was in school, we would have this thing called, if I hope I pronounce this correct, I think it's a smock or schmuck. It's something that they would put over the kids when they wanted to finger paint or do anything, or we would just button it down. So what the key here is to wear something fashionable, light, pretty, that has a button down all the way very low. If you want to adjust your apron, you can open up the buttons from the bottom, and you could tuck it in to the apron and have the apron over what we consider a dress, because you have clothing underneath. In many religions, you have dresses that are over pants. or you have leggings. So it wouldn't be away from that idea to wear a dress and have to wear an over, like it's somewhat of a robe, but the dress that I sent you is fashionable. That you could, if you stay clean, you can put on some heels, some pumps, and just continue to party and host.
But I don't think clean is in the fashion right now. If you look at the fashion, let's say in the jeans space, people wear ripped off jeans. People wear holes in jeans. People have all kind of paint stains on jeans. So it's a lot of fashion is kind of looking in direction of urban and dirty and looks like construction workers. So why people can look like they cook and they like, why the dress cannot look like you cook?
Well, coming from a cook, if I have a T-shirt on and I can cook well, it's all going to be uniformed, because I could have this chef uniform on and then burn something and give you something horrible, and it won't really make me out to be the best cook or look like a cook. It's just a disguise, it's just something, it's just a uniform. However, being how could I explain this? To embrace the position, to embrace the clothing, it's what you are. It's what you're going to exude with the outfit. So what I'm trying to say is that if you give me a paper bag or a potato sack and I put it on and I put a belt in the middle and I put on some heels and I tease my hair and I cook you something really, 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 really wonderful, I will be the best cook and best looking cook, because the food in itself will speak for the.
Philosophically speaking, let's say I go recently for the Comic-Con, where people dress as supervillains, superheroes, all kind of people want to dress in what they are not really every day. And I go to the film set and people dress as doctors, as lawyers, as the police officers. People want to have a different disguise sometimes. And they want to be like out of their box, out of their regular daily routine, what they wear. So by dressing like a cook and having those stains and having, it gives them an idea of being artsy and cook. So don't you think that there is a market for this? I haven't seen fashionable artsy like a cookware so far. That maybe I looked I saw a little bit in Martha Stewart style. I saw a little bit Ralph Lauren took a shot at this, but primarily I have not seen much coverage in fashion from the cookware.
Well, with cookware, I think it's something that could vary. I mean, come on, let's use our imagination. Let's assume if there was a beautiful, sexy woman coming in your direction, and she had a nice satin robe, very short, very shiny, and it was crisscross, and she had a belt to it, and then she was going to cook for her husband with nothing but fluffy sandals on. She'd be the most sexiest cook. Now, why can't we just expand that and just make it a little bit more? Well, depending what you want to offer. If you want to offer something sexy, if you want to offer something that's more casual, more business, more personal, more contemporary, you can do that. But the thing is to put it over your clothing and be able to wear it and sport it as the cook that you are. Beautiful. You want to look beautiful. As you can see in the market, they only sell the same design almost. I mean,
ourselves, they continue selling, like what we spoke on the phone, like when I figured out people buying those costumes, let's say a sexy nurse for like a sexy photo shoot, or let's say a sexy like a maid, but I don't seen like a sexy cook uniform for in that sense. And so many women who cook for their boyfriends or husbands, or like so they need something like when they mix sex and like a love affair with the cooking. It's an intimate clothing that you sometimes make love in the kitchen table. You make love in the kitchen. So they need something that's at the same time practical to cook and eat and share the meal with the one that you love, and also sexy, so you turn on your partner, whether it's a guy or girl, as a have interesting outfit for the romance date.
Well, anything that is that you can convert to different uses. Like if I have this, come on, a man's fantasy. A sexy chef or a sexy cook or his wife with nothing but an apron on.
Yep.
and she's the sexiest chef there is. Okay, so it really relies on how you want to dress yourself with this. Okay, now when I was saying that the aprons are all the same, and as you said, if it sells, they're going to continue. Why is it that that rich woman was wearing something very cheap and it contrasts against whatever she was wearing that was expensive? Because it probably wasn't the same material. It wasn't complementing what she was wearing.
Exactly.
So I think the market is missing outfits, what we call outfits. I mean, like an apron that would outfit what a person, more fashionable.
I call this category a foodie clothing. I haven't seen the foodie clothing, but I want to produce the clothing. Once you see the show, hopefully in February, once I make all my drawings in actual clothes, I want it to look like clothing for food, clothing that you wear when you go out eat and messy food, let's say crabs and like sea, like something that, so clothes that you can cook in, you can eat in, like I go hunting and I go fishing, and when I clean up the fish, when I dress the deer, stains, blood, those things come out, and this is the time that I spend with my friends. This is the time that we do it together as a group. So I want to not only look practical, so my wife doesn't kill me for like ruining expensive clothes, but at the same time not look like I'm wearing the every stuff that I'm throwing away anyway. Has to be a way to do it in a fashionable way. Guys, if you see a value in that kind of show, if you're a cook, if you're a chef, and you want to be part of this fashion show, in this fashion production, maybe we can put your label, your brand on up front on those aprons, on these dresses. Let us know if you would like to be a part of it. Okay? What's your Instagram? Remind them.
Oh, it's Margie's. It's Chef Margie 1 on Instagram, and on Facebook is Margie's Kitchen.
Check it out. There are some cool pictures there. Thank you.